Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Sade. Thank y'all so much for joining me for our astrology talks. For today, we're diving into what it means to have your Mercury in the sign of Aries. Now, if you have not seen my Mercury video, go ahead and check that out. And if you have not seen my Aries video, also go ahead and check that out so you can have just an awareness and understanding of what the planet Mercury means, as well as what the sign Aries signifies. So, if you have your Mercury in the sign of Aries, this is an energy, not just a person, but this is an energy where the communication is very thorough, it's very clear, and it's very direct. Aries is a masculine sign, it's ruled by Mars. So it's about combat, it's about action, it's about passion. These are people who, when they speak, they can come across as if they're arguing, but it's not that they're arguing, they're just very passionate about what they are speaking on, as well as these are folks that when they are in a debate or any type of argument with someone else, because Aries rules combat and it rules leadership as well as dominating, these are people who are going to speak up for themselves and make sure that their voice is heard and make sure that what they are communicating is what they will communicate. These are people that do not beat around the bush. They're going to let you know exactly how they feel, exactly what they think. And what I admire about Mercury and Aries folk, me just being an Aries moon, is the full transparency of their communication. And it can land in a way that can bring about frustration and arguments just because Aries is always going to bring that fire energy, that leadership, that courage, that confidence in the way that they communicate their truth. But these are people who will always communicate their truth and speak on how they are feeling and what they are thinking. Reason being, Mercury is all about the intellect, right? It's about our thoughts. Aries is all about passion. It's about how you feel instinctively. So these are people who want their voices to be heard, and they are going to make sure that their voices are heard, no matter who the person are or the situation at hand. Now, of course, if you have your Mercury, of course, in your first house, you are going to lead with that initiation of self expression. However, if you have your Mercury in your 12th house, which is the hidden house, it's the Pisces house, it might take you some time to find your voice. It might take you some time to find your truth. And that's something that we can really take away from Mercury and Aries folks is the importance of self-expression and expressing one's truth, not worrying about how other people are going to feel about that truth, but knowing that there is a deeper instinctual need of the Mercury and Aries person to use their words as a way of leading and guiding others. These are also people who think very quick on their feet. Reason being, Mercury rules the mind, it rules the intellect. Aries and Mercury is the fastest moving planet. So when you put the fastest moving planet in the sign of Aries, which is about cardinal energy, initiation, these are people who think very quick. They can be in a situation where there might be in a situation of danger or a situation where they have to figure out a new way of doing something. And they, especially if that situation is putting their back against the wall, they are going to think very quick on their feet and they are going to act intentionally and with a lot of energy in that new direction that they need to go in. So that's another aspect of this placement, Mercury and Aries, that really makes these folks that have this placement true leaders, is just their ability to think fast, to think quick, and to act as well on what they are thinking and what they feel intuitively and instinctively to be true for that present moment. Now, the challenge of having your Mercury in Aries, these are folks that like to argue. If you know someone that has a Mercury in Aries, if they feel some way about something, it doesn't really matter to go back and forth with them. Just let them speak, because Mercury and Aries, these folks like to combat, they like to lead with their words, and they're going to go back and forth. And they might be a little petty about it in a playful way, but because Aries is that playful fire energy of competition, they're the ones that if you throw a jab, they're going to throw a jab right back. So these folks have to work on being mindful of what they are thinking and making sure that their words are truthful but not landing in a way that can cause arguments. Because of this placement, these folks have very powerful words, and their words can either inspire you to make a positive change in your life, or their words are going to inspire you to fight and act against them, because Aries folks with their Mercury and Aries specifically, they are moving their words with that fire behind their words. So that fire can either be used to inspire you, or it can be used to invigorate anger and frustration, which will bring arguments. So these folks have to really be mindful about what they are saying, and not necessarily dialing back their truth, but just wrapping their words with a little bit more compassion and ease so that it can land better for others. But all in all, Mercury and Aries, these are fire houses. If you have this in your first or your fifth or your ninth house, the first house is, of course, the Aries house. The fifth house is the Leo house of creative expression. The ninth house is the Sagittarius house of philosophy. So if you have your Mercury in the first, fifth, or ninth, you are going to express yourself, and you are going to move with your words in a form of it being truth, it being fact, and it just being what it is. So that's all I have for right now for Mercury and Aries folks. Let me know if this resonates, and if it doesn't, let me know where your Mercury is placed in your chart, because that is going to be a true indicator of where in your life you like to lead with your words and your intellect, as well as where you have Aries in your chart as well, is also going to show how you like to maneuver with your words and the way you communicate. All right, y'all, I'll see you for our next video.